What is up, guys? Aaron Radcliffe here from Nomads Nation. We're coming at you live from Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, and today we're doing an Air City Sling review. In this insider guide, I'm gonna tell you every last thing you need to know about this sling to decide whether or not it's perfect for you. We're gonna talk about the style, the specs, the front, the middle, the back. And then at the end of the video, I'll let you know the overall pros and cons and who I think this sling is perfect for. And also, if you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe button right now. Smash it, just hit that thing. All right, let's get into it. First thing to chat about, guys, is the specs of the City Sling. And really there's two things to take into consideration, the capacity and the price. And the capacity is a very small 2.4 liters, and the price is a pretty moderate $75 US. A note on the capacity, 2.4 liters, even for a sling, is tiny. We've looked at a lot of slings, and this is definitely the smallest one we have reviewed yet. But it's not a bad thing. You just gotta think about what you might need out of your sling. For instance, we reviewed the Peak Design Everyday Sling, which was a 6 liter. But by 6 liters, it was like a 10 liter. Like, it's like this big, and you could fit a day's worth of stuff in there. You could take it on a day trip if you're a light packer. This is not that type of sling. This is a type of sling which is what I call more of a pocket reliever. This is the type of sling that's small, so you take the things that you don't want in your pockets and you put it in there. Things like keys, wallet, phone, maybe a pack of smokes, napkins, really just the little things that you don't want to have to carry here or here. That's what this guy is for. But you'd be pleased to know that if you want to fit more in here than just the few pocket things, that it definitely has the capacity to fit that. We will cover that in the later sections. Up next is the style. Now, this sling is durable. This sling is functional. This sling has got a pretty good value to it for the price. But the most important thing I think about this sling and any Air product is its style. Air has an aesthetic, and that aesthetic has given them a cult-like following. All their bags are like this, like I'm an urban minimalist city dude. And the design completely fits that, man. It's like sleek. There's no, the only logo is on the side. Where is it? Oh my God, it's like hidden. You can't even see the logo. The logo is hidden right under there. So it's like got that like anonymous sort of like techie look to it. It's clean, it's not too busy. I mean, I love the style of this thing. I mean, and just look at the way that it looks when you're wearing it, It's on your back, it's super tight, it's nice and small. You got that zipper right there. Where is that motherfucker? Right there, is that it? Am I touching it? No, that thing, there it is. You got the zipper just cutting right through the middle, which is this awesome, like just kind of aesthetic. Man, this thing is so cool looking. Now, a lot of that has to do with the materials, which we'll talk about in the next section, but it also has to do with the color options. You only have a black on black on black like this, and Air just introduced a gray color as well, which is going to have a completely different vibe to it, but it's also got different materials, so keep that in mind as well. Holy shit, it's hot. Let's go to the mall. Okay, so up next, let's chat about the feel of the Air City Sling. Now, the feel of anything is gonna be super important, okay? But it's not just how does it feel when you're wearing it, like is it comfortable? It's also like, how do the materials feel? How do the zippers feel? Like, what's the overall like vibe that this sling gives off? And the good news is the feel is phenomenal. First off, let's talk about the exterior materials. Now, do you see how beautiful this is? That's because this is ballistic nylon. Ballistic nylon is a super popular material. It's used by tons of backpack companies, and Air uses them for like 95% of their bags. It's durable, it looks good, it's got like a bumpiness to it, but it's also like super smooth. It doesn't get too dirty. And Air's ballistic nylon is made by a company called Cordura. And Cordura makes some of the best ballistic nylon on the planet, man. It's so great. So when you're buying an Air bag, It comes at a price tag, but you're paying for some of the best materials, some of the best ballistic nylon money can buy. And it just feels nice, man. And you know, think about it, like every time you touch this thing, every time you open it, every time like your hand softly grazes it, you just get that little ballistic nylon feel, and it's just, I was like, I like that. For the zippers though, a little bit more, I don't wanna say controversial, but there's a few things to take into consideration for the way that they feel. First off, most of them feel great. Like these are all YKK zippers, and most of the zippers open and close with ease, and they're just nice, man. You're like, oh, that's so smooth. And I'm barely putting any effort into this, you know? It's like, oh my God, that's nice. But that same ease of use, that same easy feel does not count for this front zipper. Now the reason is, look at the way the zippers are set up. This is like a traditional sort of zipper, you know, there's no like real complications to it. Look at this zipper and how it has that leather like tab almost. That's for one reason, that this is a weather resistant zipper, okay? So there's not gonna be any water that can drip through that part. So that's the functional side, but on top of it, it looks dope, dude. Like look at how smooth it looks. You know, you got like this little rigid ballistic nylon with like that smooth leather line right down the middle. It just like cuts into it. It has like a smooth versus like rough contrast. God, it looks good. But on the con side, zippers with that sort of weather resistant material are hard to open, or at least at best you could say they're sticky, okay? So when you're going for this main compartment, just remember it's not a bad thing. You just gotta keep in mind, you gotta grab a little tighter, pull a little harder. Ultimately, it's a small price to pay for a sweet ass looking zipper. For the feel, let's also talk about these interior materials, which like all airbags, I think are good, not great. I think companies like Tortuga and Nomads do a better job with the quality of their interior materials. And they're okay. Now remember, you're going to be opening and closing and putting your hand in and taking your hand out and interacting with these materials. So they need to be nice quality, because the way they feel is going to really have an effect on your overall vibe with this bag. And they're really good, not the best, but they're good. The next step is like the actual feel of wearing it. How does it feel? Is it comfortable? Is it a good fit? I've got a few different slings, and I would say that the overall feel and comfort of this one is really awesome. This is a combination of two things. Number one, the actual size of the sling. This guy's small, dude. Like we said, not big capacity, not a lot of liters. It's just a little guy. And because of that, like it's not like a big old block, a big old blob, just like, it's small, it's discreet, it doesn't really interfere with your body too much, which is good. It doesn't create a lot of sweat, it doesn't create a lot of drag. It's tiny. So that's the good part. On the okay part is this strap. It's just a nylon strap, just a single nylon material, nothing more. We'll talk about the strap in depth a little bit further, but it feels pretty good. Sometimes I wish that they would have put an additional padding on it, but that would have taken away from the aesthetic, which I understand. Ultimately, it feels really good. Okay, so next up, let's talk about the front of the sling. And the front is pretty cool because it's simple. There's only one real thing to talk about. Well, first of all, let's talk about the look. You know, you got this zipper right here, which like I said, just kind of cuts through the center of the backpack with that leathery tab, which contrasts so nicely with this more rough looking ballistic nylon. It's a masterpiece. I'm a fan. We got this first compartment. Now this compartment is like a quick access compartment. That's why I got like my AirPods in there, you know, like I'm walking around, I wanna listen to a podcast, I wanna kick out some jams, maybe listen to the new Lana Del Rey album, maybe listen to an old NSYNC album. I swing both ways. But regardless, I like my AirPods to be easy and quick to grab, and that's why this pocket is perfect for them. I also got some sunscreen in there because, you know, safety first, kids. Also here we have a key ring. So while I'm a big fan of this pocket in general, I'm not a big fan of this key ring. The reason being, they kind of slacked with the materials. It's just a nylon strap and like a cheap little plastic thing. I wish that they would have added some sort of magnetic component here. I know that like me pretending like I run their company is f***ing stupid, but like at the end of the day, like I just feel like this is a really cheap solution, and they're trying to make a next level City Sling. And you know, think about it. The whole point of like keys is like, you got your sling on, you bring it around, and you want to like unlock your door, but it's like, if this was only a little longer, it could like disattach with a magnet and then just pop it back on. Or if like Nomadic does, it was retractable. Why can't this be retractable? Just shoots back in. That would be a dream come true. Unfortunately, air has crushed my dreams, but this is still, you know, it's basic, but it works, but it's basic. I like what they've done with the capacity of this pocket too. It's not too big, which is good because like I said, the most important thing about this sling, I think, is the aesthetics. So if they made this front pocket too big, you'd be tempted to put too much stuff in there, which would make things bulge out, which would with the aesthetics, which would defeat the whole purpose of this slick ass looking sling. Okay, time for the middle. First up, let's look at this system right here with the straps. So you have the ability to tighten or loosen this area depending on how big or how much you fill your actual sling. So this is full, you got a ton of in the main compartment, and you want this area to breathe a little bit more, you can loosen it up. Or if you kind of don't have a ton of stuff and you want to tighten it up, you can do that as well. I kind of like to leave it somewhere in the middle. Let's jump into the actual main compartment. If you look inside, you can see that is our main compartment. And it's pretty cool. Out of the 4 pockets, we'll start with the glasses pocket right here. What you do is you rock in, you got your cool ass shades, you get inside, you wanna pop them off, you just slide them right in there. Problem that I have with this though is that when you're wearing this sling, this is the part that goes against your body. If you think about it, your fragile glasses are being pressed up against your body, which I don't think is the smartest idea. I would have preferred if these 2 spots were switched and the glasses part was here, so then it's not pushing against your body as you're moving around with the sling. Next up, we have these 2 elastic pockets. See, these guys are great. They're nice and tight, okay? They're secure, they'll keep your stuff in place. But yeah, this is good for anything, guys. I mean, whether it's health stuff or drug stuff, might even be able to fit like an e-cig in there, pack of smokes. It's a good spot for your watch. Maybe you have a small little wallet, you can pop it in there. Really anything. And then finally, we got this zip pocket right here, which is good for things that are a little more secure and confidential. I put like some backup cash in that pocket. Could be another good spot for a wallet, backup credit card, maybe a secure document if you're like an international spy. And it's got a really nice little zipper to it. Oh, it's nice. You're great. And like I said, the capacity is actually pretty nice. So if you look, you can actually kind of pop this guy open. You'll want to make these sides a little bit looser. But if you have a water bottle that fits the length of the pack, you can actually fit a water bottle in there as well. But notice then it'll be a super tight squeeze for the other stuff. You might be able to fit water bottle and sunglasses. It's going to be a tight squeeze though. Last but not least, let's talk about the back of the Air City Sling. Now, the back of a backpack is different from the back of a sling. And this sling is quite cool because the back pocket gives you another spot for quick access. Check it out. So you walk around, you're like, oh, I need to grab my phone, boom. I keep my phone in the back pocket right here. I like this pocket because this pocket feels a little more secure with it being against your body, okay? No super crafty thief is gonna be getting into this pocket, okay? And you can go ahead, and this is a spot that I like to keep my phone and I like to keep my wallet. It's a nice pocket, super compact, no other complications, nothing else in there. I keep my phone, I keep my wallet, it's got a great zip to it, it's secure, it's pressed against my body. What more do you need? Moving on, we also got this back panel. Now, this back panel lacks any padding. Usually slings don't have padding. Sometimes they do. With a sling this small, you don't really need it. You're not gonna have enough stuff in there. It is nice sometimes to have back padding because it can create gaps with ventilation. But like I said, this surface is real small. It's not gonna cause too many problems. The wind will still kind of creak through, you know, AC will still get there. So more or less, the back panel is still comfortable. It's just a sheet of ballistic nylon and that's it, but it works well. And then finally, let's talk about this strap. Now, there's some things that I love about this strap and some things that I hate. First off, I love this buckle, baby. OMG. It's so easy to buckle and to unbuckle. It's big as to where like it says something, like stylishly, it's like, yo, hey, no big deal, but I got a big old buckle across my chest. But it's not too big as to where it's like, that buckle's too big. But when it comes to the buckle, it's not just the style, it's the functionality. It's like, hey, you know, I'm walking around, I grab a seat somewhere, you know, imagine I'm sitting, they just pop it off and then boom, it's there, it's ready, you know, like, because this thing could be a little tight around the chest, so having to like, sling it and unsling it can be a little challenging. I'm obviously being extremely over dramatic. It's just my nature, you know, obviously it's not too hard, but I just much prefer, like if I'm taking it off, I go the unbuckle route 9 times out of 10, because it's smooth, baby. Now, we've got some interesting dangle stoppers here. These guys are awesome in some, okay, they're half awesome because this guy is good because it's nice and tight and it's keeping my dangle nice and situated, which I love. But this one, for some reason, I don't know if I got a flaw. Do you see how loose this dangle stopper is? So let me show you what I mean. This dangle stopper, nice and tight. Ain't going nowhere, okay? That's what you want nice and tight. This dangle stopper, it's like a little rebel. See, it's going all the way down to the bottom. I don't know if my dangle stopper is defective or if the product is just a problem with it. I mean, this one's great, this one sucks. I hope yours is not the same. Now, let's take it back to the co-working space where we'll talk about the overall pros, overall cons, who this pack is for, who it's not for, all that good shit. Let's go. Okay, welcome to the co-working space. And this is where we talk about the most important part of the Air City Sling review. Pros, cons, who it's for, who it's not, let's go. Overall pro numero uno of the Air City Sling is the style. I'm looking at this thing and I'm just like, oh, you are so cool. You're so awesome looking. I really think Air hit like a masterpiece with the design of this thing. It's small, it's compact, the exterior ballistic nylon with the cut of this zipper lining right there. I mean, the whole thing, man, I just think it works so well. It's got a compactness to it, it's minimal. I'm a big fan, as you can tell. Pro numero dos is going to be this strap buckle over yonder. It's great because you pop the sling on. If you're wearing the actual pack behind you, the buckle is right here and you can just unclick it, sling is off. And then you just want to pop it back on, re-click it. This is one of my most favorite features, not just in this sling, but in any sling ever. You don't always want to just like take the thing off and like it's tight and it's like, oh my God, you're gonna mess up your hair. The buckle gives an ease of use. It's easy to pop it on. It's easy to pop it off. I hate slings that don't have that. And this buckle is a really nice big size. It's easy to do. It's fantastic. And overall pro numero tres is gonna be the impressive capacity. Now, like I said, this is just a little guy. It's only 2.4 liters, which means it's teeny tiny, it's small. Easily the smallest sling I have reviewed yet. But even though it's pretty small, this main compartment actually has a decent amount of capacity in it. You're like, oh, that thing's so small. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, is that a 530 milliliter water bottle that's just chilling in there? Yeah, it is. It's crazy, right? It's small, but yet this main compartment, when you really open her up, there's a decent amount of space in there. There's a lot that you can fit, and it's really nice. I do think this is more of a pocket relieving zipper, but if you really need to like flex a little bit, throw a water bottle in there, throw like some big ass headphones in there, throw a fifth of tequila in there, whatever your style is, Nomads Nation, we are a judgment-free zone, but it'll fit it. And pro numero cuatro, yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 pros with this. Sometimes you only get 1 or 2, this guy gets 4, is the price point. I've seen slings that aren't as good as this that have a higher price. At $75 US, I think that this sling is really moderately priced, especially considering all the functionality that you're getting and these exterior materials, the nylon, the Cordura ballistic nylon. It's gonna last, and I just think that $75 is a f***ing steal. But while I'm clearly obsessed with this thing, there's definitely a few cons, a few things that I do have to criticize about the Air City Sling. Here we go. Con number 1 is this key ring leash. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just simple. I feel like they could have put a little bit more intuition into this. Just a little something, something, man. Like put it on a magnet or just make it like a little bit longer. I don't know, but like just really this like nylon and this cheap ass plastic thing. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Air, it's okay. It's just not great. Up next is the glasses compartment. Let me remove this water bottle. As I showed you earlier, the glasses compartment is located here, and here is body side. And body side and fragile glasses seems like a recipe for potential disaster to me. And overall con number 3 is my dangle stoppers here. One of them is perfect and one of them sucks. You're perfect. See this guy right here, he's nice and tight, it's difficult to move, but this guy right here, it's way too loose when I'm walking around, it's flying all over the place. I just want this to be nice and tight and secure so it can like keep the dangle where it belongs. So I got all those pros, I got all those cons. What is the overall score that we at Nomads Nation give this sling? We give it 4.6 out of 5 stars. It's the best review we've ever given anything yet. I really like this thing. It's really awesome. While hypothetically a few features could have been improved, what in life couldn't be? More or less, I think this thing is a masterpiece. So, last part, most important part, we're almost done. Hold on, don't leave yet. Let's talk about who this sling is for and who this sling is not for. The Air City Sling is definitely 110% for you if you're looking for a great smaller sling. Emphasis on the smaller. Remember, this is Nomads Nation's sling theory. There's 2 types of slings. There's pocket relievers, and then there's the mini backpacks. Pocket relievers hold the shit in your pockets and maybe a few other things, and that's about it. The mini backpack is like a backpack's a little too big for me, but I have too much stuff for a pocket reliever, so I'm going in the middle. This is a pocket reliever. Like I said, you can fit a water bottle in there, but at the end of the day, at 2.4 liters, this thing is small. So if you're looking for a small sling, this is currently far and away my favorite. This sling is also perfect for you if you're a traveler. I know, that's like the most vague bullshit thing to say. We're all travelers. Wouldn't be on this channel if I wasn't a traveler. But what I mean is this, a lot of people who are traveling are used to using their day packs for their day excursions. You got your big 40-liter backpack for the airport with all your stuff in there. You get to your hostel, you put that down. Then you take your day pack out, fill it with all your shit for the day, go check out the city. That's the basic formula. What I'm saying is, instead of filling up your day pack with stuff, try a sling. I'm serious, man. If you're a traveler and you're looking for sort of a solution for like day packs or your day-to-day carry, and you don't mind going minimal, you don't mind cutting some things, you know, this thing's not gonna hold your jacket in it. Think about it. That's all I'm saying. Just think about it. Just think about it. A biscuit. But while I am thrilled with this sling, it's definitely not for everybody. Here's who this sling is not for. This sling is not for you if you're looking for a bigger sling. This should be pretty obvious. I'm talking about how this is a smaller sling, so if you want a smaller sling, this is perfect. But at the end of the day, sometimes people got more to carry. Sometimes you need to carry that jacket, or you want a sling that can carry a tablet, or you want a sling that can carry some gym stuff. If so, this is clearly the furthest thing that you could ever need. If you want a little bit bigger of a sling, like a 6-liter, 10-liter, even up to like a 17-liter, check the links below. I got some awesome recommendations for you. This is also not the sling for you if you are a photographer. At the end of the day, while you could probably work with this in some way with a lens and a body for a DSLR, don't do it. Photographers and slings definitely go hand in hand. I'm not saying don't get a sling, I'm just saying don't get this sling. If you are a photographer with DSLR gear who's looking for a sling, check them links below. I got a few awesome slings from a few awesome companies that make killer backpack photography gear. And finally, this is definitely not for you if you're looking for a smaller backpack. Yet again, should go without saying, this is a small sling, not a large backpack. If you're looking for a backpack, also check the links below. I got the best backpacks in the game. I got a guy. I got a guy for everything, okay?
You got a guy that does cat eyes? I'm already on it. Oh my God.
Got a guy for everything. That's the Italian way. Hey, I got a guy. Don't worry about it. I'm Italian. I'm allowed to say these things. All right, we're done with this review. Seriously though, consider subscribing. You're here. This is a long review. We love to do long, awesome, cool, sweet ass backpack reviews. So hit that subscribe button. It lets us know we're doing a good job. It lets you know whenever we make a new video. And most importantly, it lets YouTube know that we should be higher in the rankings. And if you're really looking to support the channel, anytime you make a purchase, please use the links in the description. All right, guys, that's it from me, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Maybe listen to the new Lana Del Rey album.
It's not that new.
It's like 6 months old. It's great, okay? I'm obsessed with it. I can't stop listening to it.